Man, y'all know what time it is, man. It's your boy Young Aki, man. We on AockyTV with it today, man. I got a big guest in the building for y'all today, man. Let the people know who we got in the building today.
What's up, youngin? What's up with you?
You know what I'm saying? Chilling.
Yeah, bless you, bro. Yeah, good to have you, man.
For the people that don't know, let the people know who we got up here today.
COV, man, Covington, Kentucky. You know, youngin pulled me up and they asked me to come sit down one time for the one time. You know, other than that, you know what I mean? You know, chop it up, sit down on each other. You know, and talk the truth, speak truth. You know. But what's up with you? How you been?
I'm pretty good. On AockyTV, I like to start from the top. Where you from? Where you born and raised at?
I'm from COV, Hilltop, out of Spence, and Jacob Price. So, and I can say that because, you know, I was actually experienced both ends. You know what I mean? You know, when my mom moved up there in 78, we moved off the hill like in 92. But my grandma lived in the projects. Before my grandma moved in the projects, our house burned down on 12th Street. That's where you got Feodis Beal Drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it's Feodis Beal Drive, because across the street, the buildings tore down, but that's where we grew up. My grandmother had a fire, and me, my sister Lonnie, my grandmother, my mama, and Tisha. Tisha was like, I was sick. Tisha was like 2 at the time, or 1 at the time, and we had to jump out the window. My mother got burnt up real bad. Grandma got burnt up real bad. Yeah, so my grandma ended up moving in the projects. In 84, you know, but, you know, east side, you know what I mean, you know, NKY, man, Northern Kentucky, all over the place like dog shit, man, you know.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference from growing up on the hill and growing up in 1044? Like, what's the difference from the different projects?
Because at the end of the day, you know, everybody was kind of like segregated on the thing because we always had something to do. You know what I mean? You know, the hill was popping. You didn't have to come off the hill. You know what I mean? I know some righteous that didn't come off the hill for years. I know people didn't come off the hill. You didn't have to come off the hill. Everything, you know what I mean, on the hill that you needed was one way in, one way out. And it'd be 50 niggas with a pack. You know what I'm saying? And everybody is gone. Gone. Everybody run out. But then you couldn't catch certain them niggas couldn't come up on the hill. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was more territorial at one time, just like Banquet. You know what I mean? You know, white boys, you know, they catch a nigga sleeping, they gonna have you. You know, old White Castles.
You said even the west side, the white boys was holding it down back in the day?
Yeah, Banquet. Yeah.
So everybody couldn't just come through there?
Hell no. Not on the west side. Nah, on Russell. Only one people on Russell was the Marshalls and a couple of, you know, 1 or 2 black folks. But other than that, you know, Banquet, you know, them dirty white boys. You know, they was but you couldn't get caught coming on green up either though. Flat out. But that was, you know, in my era coming up. You know what I mean? You know, but the hill was live and direct, man. You know what I mean? You know, the hill was elite. You know, the projects, think about the projects, you know, you had the top lane, you had green up, top lane, second lane, third lane, bottom.
Yeah, it was
project.
that bottom, yeah.
But everybody who is from the top lane, everybody hung out there, but, you know, people stayed in their lane. You know what I mean? Then you had to get your gardens too. The gardens was jumping too though. That just without the projects. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, it was showing enough a lot to do, man. You know what I mean? You know, and then back then, you know, coming up, man, you know, we kept a ball in our hand. Everybody can hoop. Any nigga in the city in here, I know they can't hoop.
My daddy said you was one of them niggas back in the day. You was nice like that?
I just balled, man. That's it. You know what I mean? You got
you
so
had a three?
many.
You had a jump shot?
I mean, you know, yeah, I was a scorer, but you just had so many other people just it's so many people. I can't even just not even gonna go through no line, no list. It's just so many niggas that can hoop. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, Holmes. You know, all the best ball players ain't on the team. You know what I mean? Never have been. You know what I mean? All the best ball players is running up and down the hallway getting in trouble. You know what I mean? You know, I ain't gonna say getting in trouble, but just
being a teenager,
overlooked. You know, cause you know, Holmes, they politic, man. They, you know, they don't go off talent. They go off, you know what I mean? You know, priority, and that's why we can't win shit. You know what I mean? You know, so if you got a child that's thunder, that can get down, you got to take them to Highlands or Cub Calf or cross the water. Flat out. You put your kids in the home.
Would you say, let me ask you this, would you say it was rough growing up in Covington overall, though?
Yeah. 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 You know, there wasn't no guns. I mean, it was, but you know, niggas was fighting and not duking it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody cool the next day. You know, not too much. You know, wasn't too much violence. You know.
So when do you remember the violence spiked up in Covington?
Yeah. I remember everything. I'm 50 years old, my brother. I've been locked up more than I've been alive. Shit, what? I've been in the streets since I was like 6, 7. You know, I was 9, I was 30. I was 9, nigga. I shoot dice. Breaking the dice game up on the top lane.
Catching the projects?
Yeah. Catching a ride from the projects to the hill. Every night. This 9 to 10. You hear me?
You ever been to boot camp growing up?
Yeah, I've been to group homes. Yeah, I was awarded to the state when I was 13. You know, taken away from my mom. You know, yeah, ran from that motherfucker twice. You know, got shot on 13. I was like, what, 15 then?
Oh, time out. You been shot before?
Yeah, a couple times.
A couple?
Yeah.
Hold on, in the same scenario or two different?
Two different.
Yeah, you was in the streets.
A lot of it is just by choice, man. You know what I mean? Some of it's by force. You know what I'm saying? You know, because a lot of us ain't have to do the shit that we was doing and what we did. You know what I mean? You know, because it really wasn't that bad. I had my grandma. She held it down. Plus, I'm the most loved and hated nigga in the city. So even when I was coming up, it was like
Hold
that.
on, tell me.
You know?
Why you say you the most loved, hated nigga in the city?
No. I mean, you know.
I ain't never heard nothing bad about you.
It doesn't matter. Because it ain't about them. They not my vindicator. The Lord's my vindicator. They don't get the last word on me. I got, you know what I mean? You know, I got my own identity. I ain't never ran no group. I ain't never ran no pack. I ain't never ran for no nigga.
One-man army?
I mean, it ain't even that. It's just what it is. I mean, you know, you can pick their battles. Don't bother nobody. You know what I mean? You know, but tread lightly.
When you got shot the first time, did that turn you up? Like, make you like, oh, this ain't gonna never happen to me again?
Man, my life went downhill since then. I ain't been right since I was 15. You know what I'm saying? You know, so just trying to just find a way, man. And on his way, man, is God, man. You know, he's on his way because we keep trying to fix ourselves. We can't fix ourselves. The only one who can fix ourselves is the Most High, man. He fixed me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've done some bad things in my life. I've done some things that, you know, I'm not proud of, you know, but I promised myself and to the Lord I'd never go back to being that person again. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, but, you know, everybody's not even going to accept change.
Let me ask you this. The first time you ever went to prison, was you nervous?
Yeah, I was 18. Yeah. A little bit. Not really. But I get along with anybody and everybody. So, you know what I mean? You know, character. You know what I mean? So, you know, care how much money you got. You know, your character is richer than money. You know what I'm saying? You know, just knowing how to deal with people. Being a people's person. Treating people, you know what I mean, like they, supposed to be treated. You got issue with me, it's because you done something to me. You got my lane, you done something to me. But for the most part, anybody that know me I'm the same every day. I've been this way since I was a baby. Like my personality, I ain't gonna change it for nobody. You know what I mean? So I ain't got no expectations. Can't nobody around here talk about nobody. We all got skeletons. Everybody been fucked up. We all going through it. Chicken one day, feathers the motherfucking next. Damn. I got a room full of monster clauses and demons. I wish I could just, damn, all you gotta do is read and shit. My life's open book reading. Anything on my name. I'm this, I'm that. I'm all that. Just call me all that. Because I'm all that. Been called all that. So just say, what's up all that?
Mm-hmm. I heard you.
Can I hear you say, what's up all that?
What's up all that?
And everything. Well, that's just what they say. You know what I mean? But, I done faced the music on all levels. And I take accountable. I take accountability.
Let me ask you this.
Cause I robbed, man, all my kids from their childhood, bro. Fuck, man. I robbed them. Blind. I did, man. Cause I got enough generation to last the next 300 years. But I robbed my babies, man, from their childhood, bro.
Is that bad being locked up?
Yeah, just, but when I was a child, I didn't have a chance to be a child because I had it worse than they have. You know what I mean? So I didn't really know how to be a father. The only thing I knew was just to get some money and survive and see another day, and just thought that, material things was all it was, because that's all I lived for. Every day was a holiday. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you wasn't getting no money back then. You was in the way because it was enough for everybody.
So growing up, did you ever gang bang, anything like that?
Where was that at?
Huh?
They do that in California, ain't it?
Hold on, time out. You saying ain't no real,
that's Chicago.
Ain't no real Bloods and Crips and
I can't speak on it because I don't know, because I was in the feds when all that stuff happened. You see, when all that came out, 96, 97, I was in Marietta, Florida then. So when I heard about, the red and blue and shit, that's when Master P came out during that time. You know what I mean? So, I was knee thick, in the feds. So I didn't think that we was even listening to that type of shit, because I was down south. And that's all it is down there. So I'm thinking, man, I ain't listening to that shit. I come home, it's like, it's Master P and the No Limit thing, and then he wearing red, he wearing blue, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm saying, like, damn, this ain't like it's a big city. This ain't like it's Chicago, or it's like it's the biggest city in Kentucky. Like, our family and our parents are somewhere down the line in our lives. Our family went to school with each other. You know what I'm saying? Our family done broke bread or done something and crossed paths with something in each other's lives. And now we only got one black high school, and it's the 50% black and white. That's Holmes. So everybody grew up with each other. You went elementary, when you going to Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying to you?
It's the only high school.
Yeah. So, I mean.
So you saying you ain't never gang that? You went into that?
No. And I didn't think people was until I came up here, said 13th Street and then Green Up, and then I'm like, nah, like, I've been on all my life. But that's something I never could relate to, because I always felt like, damn, what's the reward? Do I get a reward? Because I just left Eddyville. Eddyville is a killing every day. You got Pharaoh down there, God bless him. You got Ishmael Powell down there, God bless him. You know what I'm saying? Them guys is down there, man, in the trenches for real, man. You know what I mean? Pharaoh, LaCuz, Ishmael. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really going through it down there, man. Them people don't care. Like, it's 23-1. And it's gang. You know what I mean? But I ain't never had no problem. They all love me. Mexicans, dirty white boys, niggas, Crips, blood, because I ain't got no issues. I ain't off that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't never need no protection. You know what I mean? To be a part of something. Niggas' problems around here now, they even keep wanting to be a part of something. Like, nigga, get your own identity, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Be you.
I respect that.
You know what I mean? Niggas won't always be in a loop of shit. Nigga, get in your lane, nigga, and get you some peace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, motherfucker can't come to me, excuse me, Lord, and try to talk negative about anybody. Don't come telling me nothing negative about nobody. I don't care. I don't care. Like I said, we all been through some shit and going through some shit, you know. But a lot of us don't make it back because that's that mental health, man. Mental health is important right now. Motherfuckers is fucked up out here.
I was gonna ask you that. How serious is mental health in prison?
Mental health ain't just in prison. Mental health is right now. Because some people can't handle the pressure, man. They throwing motherfuckers under the bus. Niggas is snaking each other. These females are snaking. They trying to see who's the biggest fucking snake out here. And it's sad. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, everybody thinking somebody out to fuck them or get them over because this person didn't did them to just drug them through the mud. So here come a good guy, good girl, and we just treat them like shit. And we get, you know what I mean? You know, I ain't cut you. Don't bleed on me.
For the people that don't know, how serious is it at Eddiesville? How serious is it down there?
Man, listen. Eddieville is designed to break you. You know what I mean? Like literally, you got people down there ain't going home.
That's the only death row in the state, right?
I ain't never been in no gang. They just sent me down there from Eastern. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been in no gang. I ain't never been in trouble. I never had a write up. So damn, why y'all send me down here?
Yeah, I'm about to ask
and
that.
I was thinking like, damn, like God was like, quit questioning me. Like I need you to persevere because you ain't getting it. So let me go ahead and put you by yourself. I'm gonna give you everything you need. I'm gonna bless you, make sure you got everything you need. You don't need no females, you don't need no nothing. It's about you. You gotta get you together, find you. Because whatever it is you lost and it was took from you, I'm gonna give it back to you tenfold. I get the last word. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, being in Eddieville, man, it was like, you know, 23-1, man, and then it's like you just can't find no groove. I was supposed to be home 2 months ago. Because they keep locking down, so it keep that backs you out. They back, yeah.
It's like they do it on purpose.
But they don't care. They don't care. You know what I mean? You know, when you go to child hall, you know what I'm saying? You gotta walk with your hands on your head. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's just like you know, if it's a stabbing, you know what I'm saying? Like they locks the whole yard down. Everybody.
How often do that happen down there?
It's just every other day. Every other day, the CO, somebody. You know, that's life anyway. You got to be aware. To be aware is to be alive. You know what I mean? So you got to pay attention to everything and everybody. Because a motherfucker will do you like that.
When y'all in these 23-1, are y'all in 2-man cells, 1-man cells?
One man.
Yeah, that's breaking. Yeah, you by yourself.
But it's okay though. Because you ain't got to worry about no cellmate. See, Eastern, you know what I mean? You know, they got selling. It's hard to live with people, man. So just imagine cooped up in there with another nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, Eddieville was just a single cell. You can eat your own TV. You know what I mean? It's mind over matter. So it was really just peace enough to get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? You know, so like, you know, if you walk up out of there alive, you know what I mean? Alive. If you walk up out of there alive, you know what I'm saying? You got to got something up out of that. You got guys down there 40 years, 40, 60 years. You know what I mean? I started running like 16 months ago before I left Eastern. So when I got to Eddieville, I met this older guy by the name of Mr. Paul. He was like 73 years old. And he was down there. He's been down there for like 47 years.
Wow.
You know, he was on death row for 35 years. And he got off death row, him and a couple other older guys. But I run with him, you know what I mean? You know, I run a mile a day, that's it. Just enough to keep the heart flowing, you know what I mean? It hit different, you know what I mean? When you run and when you just trying to do something different, it just makes you feel good when you make that effort. I stuck with it for like 15 months, all the way up to the day I came home. You know what I mean? I ain't do no working out. I did all that shit years ago. I just ran 7 days a week, a mile a day. 8 laps every day. So I used to walk and run with him. So, you know, he's been down there, man, for like 46 years. He's from Independence, Kentucky. We sit up right on top of death row. And a lot of guys has actually made it out off of death row. And I hung with them type of guys, you know what I mean? You know, like,
People had wisdom.
I mean, they never gonna get out. They've been down there for 40, 50 years, bro.
Yeah, I hear you.
And they treat you like shit. Guards treat you like shit. And they still treat them like shit. So, you know what I mean? You know, yeah. You know, Easter, man, is it's more dope. You know, niggas is stealing. Niggas is putting hits out on niggas. Niggas is, you know, putting, you know, dope on niggas' heads and crash out on niggas. They doing all that down Easter. You know what I mean? Because it's two different sides. And, you know, one of the sides is a good side, the other side is where they keep all the gang members. But, you know what I mean? There's a lot of niggas getting a lot of money down there. You know what I mean? And these a lot of people, basically a lot of them white boys for real. Because them white boys is on butt. They running the penitentiary right now.
The white boys?
Damn right. Yeah. Yeah.
The white boys,
them white boys on butt. Them white boys are suicidal.
Oh, I mean they crash out on your ass.
Ain't no whole lot off the top.
Let me ask you this. Have anybody ever told or snitched on you?
You know what's crazy? You know, on this case that I just went in for, they said that I killed him. I didn't kill dude. Well, you know, dude, it was 4 of them. And one almost died, but he didn't. You know, and it was like 3 other people that was involved. So they got up there and just lied on me. Which, end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you know, I ain't have nothing. That's allegedly. He fell over a bike. And that just wasn't the thing. I don't think, really, for real, I got punished for that. I got punished for all the other shit.
For just being a felon and all that stuff,
no,
your record?
About bullshit. Just the shit that I was on. You know what I mean? You know, I fell off the wagon, bro. I was dancing with that devil. You know what I'm saying? You know, I was really in deep, like, you know what I mean, a true demon on demon time. Didn't care about nothing, suicidal. You know what I mean? You know, I don't care who shoot or what, whoever. I don't give a fuck. Just kill me. I don't care. Because I gave up. But I ain't bother nobody. But if you cross my path and you just feeling it's this is it. This ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, so it was like, you know, pain, full of pain. You know, hurt people, man. You know?
What's one thing that you learned in prison?
Oh, hold on.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, you know, the white dude, you know, he got on and you know, on stand and said what he said. But you know what? You know, for 6 years, bro, when I gave my life to Jesus Christ, you know what I'm saying? You know, I forgave myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it was like, you know, I prayed for him and I prayed for whoever was involved in the situation. So anyway, I seen him while I was sitting on my sister, staying on my sister Lonnie porch, and I seen him go in the store. So I went in the store, and he was just talking, and he turned around. He just thought he seen a ghost, and I just like, cause Lonnie been cussing him out. They walk up and down, cause it happened over where she stayed. You know what I mean? So I was just able. That's how God works. And to hug that man, tell him thank you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and yeah, cause he was a little like, man, I'm like, nah, it was me. It wasn't you. It was all me. I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did that. That was on me. You know what I mean? So, you know, don't feel no harm or you didn't hurt me. I hurt myself.
What's one thing in prison that you brought back home to the real world?
Jesus.
Okay. But Jesus,
because you know what?
The Holy Bible ain't never been in your life all this time?
I ain't holding it down. No, I just knew what it took for me to get over the hump or give up and get defeated and let the devil just break me. That's what they wanted. That's what they thought.
Now you here standing tall.
No, perseverance. That's what they thought. That's what he set me down for. Perseverance. You know what perseverance is and what patience is. You know what I'm saying? You know? That's why he broke me down. You know, like, and since we on there, like, you know, I just want to
do your thing.
Touch bases on some just reality, man. Because like I said, I ain't holding it down. You know what I mean? I submit and I surrender. I fuck up. I mess up every day. I mean, I'm a work in progress. But I just ask God to humble me and just make me a better man today. You know what I'm saying? And just be kind to others and just, order my steps. You know what I'm saying? You know, humble me. Give me the peace that I need to just keep persevering and just make a difference. It ain't even about me no more. You know what I'm saying? You know, what can I do to help somebody else? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I done got high and done more. I was iced out, cracked out, methed out, needled out, all of it. Knee deep, hard.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a lot to admit.
And it's just, I'm a life, so can't nobody tell you nothing about me. I can better than I can. I can tell you. Ask me. I can tell you better about me than anybody else can.
That's fact.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't even bother me not a little bit what somebody think and say about me. I don't care. Good. I don't even think about it. I don't even give it a thought. Because I know what I'm worthy of. I know who I am. You know what I mean? I've been stopping me. Ain't nobody in my way but me. You know what I'm saying? So.
What made you want to get the tattoos on your face?
Yes, man. Well, you know, I'm glad you brought it up, bro. That's called brokenness, man. That's you know, brokenness. Give it up. Devil. Don't care. Give up. You know what I mean? When you know, just in, like I said, just out of control. I didn't care. You know what I mean? You know, when I mean I didn't care, it means I just gave up. I didn't give up suicidal. I just gave up where, you know what I mean? You know, I knew I had to just step up, man. It was time. It's time. You know what I mean? You know, I'm tired. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just want to just lay back and just chill. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, and just, you know, fuck with who fuck with me. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. I fuck who fuck with me. You know what I mean? Flat out. You know what I mean? You know, shit, I ain't gonna never buy a best friend, nigga. You know what I mean? I'll borrow one.
So you're saying it's fuck me, it's fuck you.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You know, I ain't never been peace no nigga. You know what I mean? You know, you don't fuck with me, that's fine. That's okay. All right. Somebody else will. What you gonna do, somebody else will. Right? Okay, so if you don't do you, somebody else will.
I ain't even ask one question. I just be good. You be going good.
No, man, I'm in your presence, man. And I'm
no,
just
you
saying,
going
man,
good, man.
I mean, you know, we just
good.
it ain't
This
going
gonna
good.
be. They gonna love
It's
you.
just speaking truth. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, I don't know nothing about none of this. You know, you just caught me at the right time. I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? You know, why not? But I feel, you know, for, you know, Pharaoh and you know, Ishmael, man, and yeah, man. Yeah, them dudes need a prayer down there, man, for real. They need a prayer down there, for real, bro. Vicky's son, Lil Markel. But speaking of tattoos, man, yeah, I was just methed out. These are meth tattoos. You hear me? I was like, I was the ice of the ice. You know what I mean? You know? Shit, you know, I was sneaking and geeking, smoking crack cocaine for 15 years, bro, when I fell off the wagon in 2000. You know what I'm saying? You know, hurting my kids, hurting my lives, being sneaky, just like manipulating, just hurting, just destroying my baby mama's lives. Every female basically come in my life. I just demoned them, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, wow. You know what I mean? You know, and had some good people come into my life, man, and you know, I ran across some good people in my life, man. It's been real good to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, but when you make your mistakes and you know you done people wrong, man, you got a good heart and you know you got a heart. It's got to sit in. So you try to find a way. How can you make it right? Like I said, we can't fix ourselves. Only way you're gonna make it right is put him first place. Run to him. Now holler at him. That's what got me through over now. You know what I mean? You know, he stripped me from everything. This is what he did to me. This is what he did to me, youngin. And I had to go through this to be the man that I am today, because he ain't gonna put nothing on you that you can't handle it.
When God wants to make a man powerful, he don't crown him first, he breaks him. First, He strips away your comfort, your pride, your plans, till all that's left is what's real. That ain't punishment, that's training. See, pain don't come to destroy you. It comes to stretch what's weak inside you. So you can carry the weight of your destiny, every bad day, every betrayal, every heartbreak. That's God molding you piece by piece. And you don't grow in comfort, you grow in chaos. The pressure that's breaking you now, that's the same pressure that'll make you unstoppable. So when you're down on your knees thinking it's over, it ain't the end, it's the rebuild. Most people quit when it hurts. But the chosen ones, they walk through the fire till their purpose starts glowing. Every tear, every trial, every sleepless night is proof that God ain't done yet.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, you know, I just don't trust people. I trust their pattern. You don't trust nobody. Trust people's pattern, the way they treat you. You know what I'm saying? They good to you, man. Be
That's
good
powerful.
to them, man. You know what I mean? You know,
I agree with
you
that.
gotta trust, you know, because like I said, they everybody turning to snakes. Everybody doing stage fucking fallouts. You know what I mean? Everybody's fucking everybody. Been doing it for years, and people get mad and their feelings and shit. Nigga, I don't care who got now. Nigga get next. I don't care who got next. They got now. Who gives a fuck? Damn, nigga. All right, it's okay. You know, ain't no competition, and it's niggas trying to compete, like, you know what I mean? You know, all that old goofy shit. Like, you know what I mean? You know, do you. You know, be thankful and grateful, man. Have some gratitude. Because them niggas ain't trying to see no Eddie Beal. To break these niggas back.
Would Eddie Beal be the worst prison in Kentucky?
Yeah, it's 23-1.
Every day?
Bruh. Locked down. Bag lunches.
They don't even give y'all real trays?
If it do,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it could be having feces on the trays, because it's so old. The pipes be busted, and from the sewer and all that, and they be washing the trays. You know what I mean? Through that water. You know what I mean? So like, you gotta eat. You know, so.
I'm gonna ask you this. Give something to the youth. People that's watching this, people that listen to your story, give something to the people that's trying to jump in the streets and they don't know what they're getting themselves into.
Man, them streets, man. Now, it ain't the streets. It's, yeah. Them streets will get you up through. That's why they made sidewalks.
Damn, I ain't never heard no damn.
I'm just
That was
saying,
cold.
you know, that's why they made sidewalks. You see me, take me 50 years old. Look, I lost my mama, lost my dad. You know what I'm saying? Family ain't family no more. I've been used as the fallout guy for years. You know what I mean? Everybody.
What you mean by that fallout guy?
It's just, you know, like, you know, black sheep.
There you go, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Black sheep.
But let me ask you this. But could your actions made you be the black sheep
Well, you know,
growing up?
of course it's my actions. You know what I'm saying? You know, of course it's my choices. You know what I mean? You know, you can point the finger at nobody but me. Fingers pointed at me, not nobody. No, nobody owe me nothing. Family or foe. And they cut you the deepest. You know, so, you know what I mean? You know, everybody's so in a rush. Everybody got to do this, do that. People don't even take the time out to just take a minute. Everybody on 10. Stress the fuck out. Like, for no reason. Chill, pray, take it easy. Just chill.
Let me ask you this. How can you be this open and letting the world know all this stuff you used to do and not care, like, saying, like, not be judged? Like, most people will hold some of the stuff you said in. They wouldn't even bring it to the light.
Well, can I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard somebody say they was mad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, hope they stay mad.
You said it is what it is.
Oh well.
And it's your life, yeah.
I told you, I can't buy no best friend. You know what I mean? You know, I'll fuck with me. You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. You know, meet me in the middle, meet me halfway. You know what I mean? You know, come as who you are. It's okay. You know, And that was I told you when I was dancing with that devil, bro, like I was full of pain, yelling for help. You know what I'm saying? You know, yelling for help. You know what I mean? And not attention. You know what I mean? You know, I never been an attention seeker. The things I've been through in my life caused attention to seek me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, people don't really get until they just be like, man, why did she? What happened? Why did she do that? All she had to do was just call me. Why ain't they come and say nothing to me? See, people don't mourn you until you dead.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's when they love you the fuck out
yeah.
of you. You know what I'm saying? That's when they praise you. Mm-hmm. And you know what I mean? And don't even check up on you. But speaking for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it's people so paranoid today and just so like it's weird out here. It is. It really is. But it ain't weird in a way where I'm saying, because some people have been through enough shit where they just like, they don't want to fuck with nobody. I'm like, nah, keep that shit over there. So I can understand certain people, you know what I mean, that I've dealt with in the past because of my behavior. Nothing changed, nothing changes. Because they only going to remember you for who you were when you left your behavior. So that's just in their head. That's just what they going to think. I don't care how much you changing on the left side and they on the right side and it's a wall and they don't know. I don't care what you doing over there. They still in their mind thinking that's how they going to treat you. You know what I'm saying? That's the judging part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to play God. Everybody want, be a dictator and tell you what don't be doing it and not to do, and they turn around doing the same shit they tell you what not to do. I don't know, man. When you fall off the wagon and you hit rock bottom, bro. You know what I mean? I knocked the bottom out. It wasn't no bottom.
Even I hit the bottom. Everybody,
nah,
you gotta hit the
like
bottom.
This. Not like this. No.
Nigga said they knocked the bottom out. That bitch is crazy.
Talking about, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Knock the bottom, nigga. You see me hollering Jesus now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
When I called you, you showed me the Bible.
You know what I mean? I try to touch at least 10 minutes a day. I get up, I say my prayers, and you know what I mean. And it helps me go about my day. You know what I mean?
And that's your question. You feel like if you put that Bible down, you will go back into old ways?
Man, listen, man, it's a work in progress. I mean, I don't trust people. I don't count on people. I'm counting on the big guy, man. That's what got me here, man. You know what I mean? And it's a battle. I can't win. I can't do this. I can't. It's too heavy. You know what I mean? I need him, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I ran to him. I'm like, damn, like, I ain't know Jesus was all I needed and T was all I had. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because everybody else ran out. But he did that for a reason. Like, he worked, God, he really, God's for real. He's alive, man. And if you his child and he chastises you, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have got rid of me a long time ago. I ain't never supposed to be getting out of prison, or at least not waking up.
I feel like you made it through when you said the drugs. That's serious. Drugs is serious.
Selfish, man. Selfish. And as I look back, do I regret it? Yeah, but I don't. Because that made me who the man I am today.
Okay. See, you already brought it up, but I'm gonna say it now.
Right.
Do you have any regrets for anything in life?
Yeah, I got a lot of regrets. I got millions of regrets because I got a heart. You know what I mean? So anyone I harmed or hurted, wronged, family, just whatever, you know what I mean? Whoever wronged me or just whatever happened, I'll forgive you. I love you. It's good. We good. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know what I mean? And you ain't got to forgive me. I forgave me. and he got me. I'm still here. You know what I mean? I think the best is yet to come, man. You know what I mean? God said, man, when you complain, you remain, but when you praise, you will be raised. You know what I mean?
Say that one more time. What you just say?
Nothing.
Hey, but it was hard though. I heard it.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Because if I would just lay down and just sit and pity party or just constantly point fingers and just constantly, be defeated. Because when you defeated, you know what I'm saying, you can get no hope.
Let me ask you this, OG. I gotta ask you this without saying names. When I was going, what I just heard about is you poking shit, nigga. You a poker. You use no gun. You use no gun.
No.
You use no gun.
No, we can get to that. That's a
No,
good thing.
but no name.
But see, it doesn't matter. We can get to that because it's just like I've been locked up all my life, nigga. I don't bother nobody, so I don't need no pistol. I'm not in that life till we feel like I'm protected because I'm from here. I'm from the bottom of the bottom barrel, this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You ain't from COV. You don't know me. Or Big Bro. Or my niece.
So it is what it is.
Just saying. You know what I'm saying? So you just it is what it is. Plus, I'm from the bone grizzle. Knee deep, 10-4-4.
You know what I'm saying?
Top, bottom, Robin, Garrett, Hill, Erlanger, Florence, Grant County, Newport.
Grant County? I was locked up in Grant County.
I got kids in every county. They grown. They older than you.
I'm 33.
Okay.
32.
Right. Okay.
Ain't none of your kids older than me.
I got like 4 older than you.
Okay. My baby, go ahead.
Yeah. But man, it's good, man, to be alive, man.
Mm-hmm.
And not give up.
Loyalty or respect and why? Which one would you prefer? Loyalty or respect?
Respect.
Why?
Because everybody should get that. Everybody deserves that.
So you saying you want a motherfucker to be loyal to you?
Who the fuck is loyal? Loyal who? Motherfuckers ain't loyal to themselves.
Nah, you right.
It's loyal.
You said some shit.
What's loyal?
You saying, but a nigga go respect me though.
Well, you talking about the knife situation.
I ain't talking about that.
We gotta get back on that because you asked for that.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so like, yeah, I'm a convicted felon.
Mm-hmm.
All my life,
Mm-hmm.
I just never been a pistol player or just felt like I ever had to carry a gun. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Especially from my environment, from where I'm at, from here. I just wasn't one of them cats.
Police really ain't gonna bother you with no knife though.
Well, hold on. Let me tell you that. Let me get to that. And plus, not only that, I done fall. I done it all. This, and that. Like, I'm at the age now. I ain't got time to be out here, and I ain't gonna bother nobody. Don't run up on me, think you're gonna beat me up. You're gonna do something to me, or I'm gonna let you just no.
I'm gonna show you.
You better have Jesus Christ with you. Because see, when people think that you by yourself, they think they can just say and do anything. You know what I mean? Because they thinking that you ain't gonna do nothing. You gotta put demos down on these niggas, and sometimes you just gotta
you said a demo?
You just demos. Because sometimes they don't get it the first time. They don't get it the second time. They don't get it the third. So therefore, just leave me the fuck alone. That's it.
Basically, I ain't gonna keep fighting your ass.
Leave my kids alone. Leave my kids alone. Somebody I love alone. My brother's kids. My sister's kids. Felicia's kids. Marlon's kids. Mike's kids. They run up to me, tell them, Uncle Fee, they need me. I'm in it.
I want to ask you that before I get you out of here. How many brothers and sisters do you have?
Okay, I got my brother Dickie, he the oldest. Lonnie, y'all know Go Hard. Go Hard, one Trey. Y'all know who Go Hard is. Yeah, y'all gotta check sis out on the YouTube too. She throwing. Or however it is you get into that. You know what I mean? Check Lonnie Beal out. You know what's crazy? Speaking of Lonnie, you know, when you able to be yourself, and then they come with all these gadgets and shit. Lonnie didn't peep the weakness like Pop said and sold it. She's able to be herself in the computer and get paid for it. And, you know, people hate you where you from. I ain't gonna say hate you, but they don't want to see you doing better than them. They don't want to see you doing better than them. But just imagine, this is a big old world. It's billions and billions of people.
No people love you.
Now, them people love Lonnie Beal.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Lonnie Beal's able to be authentic on what she doing, what she got going on. And she getting paid. Like literally, you know, her character, her just being authentic. And she's putting it on her, and it's millions of people just loving her. Not her. Ain't no support. You don't get no support here. No.
You get a couple people.
I mean, you know, the people who's genuinely, they want to see you win, is genuinely, you know what I mean, you know, they care about you, you know what I mean, want to see you do your thing. You know, that's very rare, you know what I mean, you know, but Lonnie Beal, beast, man. You know, y'all got to check sis out. You know what I mean? How can you not love Go Hard, man? You know what I mean? You know, yeah, sis doing her thing, man. And I'm so proud of her, man. You know, but you got Dickie, Lonnie, Trent, rest in peace. Big brother Mike, love him. My brother Marlon, you know, Marlon's Dee Dee, that's their daddy. He's the fifth oldest. Felicia, my sister, you know, Jasmine and Julia. Felicia's the sixth oldest. I'm the seventh oldest. So, but you know, my mama.
Who the baby?
I am.
You the baby?
Out of seven. But see, my mama had 7 kids, but her like Dickie.
They said that last one be wild though.
But listen, you know, it was Dickie, Lonnie, Trent, Mike, and Marlon. They all got the same daddy. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Me and Felicia got the same daddy. You know what I'm saying? But we come out of the same womb. Mm-hmm. But I got my mama married their daddy. That's how it's Beal. You know, I'm not a Beal. I'm just by marriage. But that's what my mama gave me all my life. That's what I know. My daddy's a Glover. But I know I'm Feodis Beal. That's what my mama named me. You know what I mean? You know,
that was deep.
That's who I am. That's what my mama named. That's what I've been knowing all my life. You know? Dickie's my brother. Lonnie, Marlon, Trent, Felicia. You know what I mean? You know, and me and Felicia daddy, our daddy's a Glover. You know what I mean? You know, the Hazes.
Hell yeah.
Well, our daddy, they daddy, brothers, Snappy, Gold,
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Snappy.
they daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And our fathers is brothers. Mm-hmm. That's on my father's side.
So CJ and all them.
Yeah, that's on my father's side.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know.
See,
I told you I was all that. You ain't listening.
I heard you.
I told you I was all that. And all that means I've been what?
No, you been all that.
I've been called all that.
Mm-hmm.
Everything under the sun. I'm a snitch. I'm the police. I'm gay.
Let me ask you a question. How you feel about people that say you gay or you messed with boys before
and everything?
How do you respond to that?
You know what, man? Let me tell you something. My mama and my daddy hung around homosexuals all my life. Mm-hmm. Since I was a child. That's my mama's best friends. And my mama, that's who she hung around. My daddy hung around them. My mama and daddy, that's what they did in the street life. So, you know, these people, individuals, you know what I mean, you know, humans, because, you know, I got a problem with nobody. I love everybody. It's a place that's worth for everybody. If that's what a person want to be, God bless them. You know what I mean? You know, Daryl Slaughter, man. Blade, we called him Blade. He live, man. Rest in peace. He was gay, and he worked at Levi's out there in Florence. Mm-hmm. And he used to have all these, that's when they had the jean jackets and shit like that, like different colors. Levi's, Crispies. And he used to sell them out his trunk in the summertime. And he was just live, direct, cool guy, man. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. So the man ended up dying of AIDS.
Yeah.
So when he ended up dying of AIDS, these niggas just stood me like, oh, he said that he was been with Feodis. Feodis got AIDS, and these men, I mean, just cold, just like, you know, listen, one thing about Covington, just all you got to do, if you want extras and overs on it, just lay it out there, because you just laid it, all you laid was just a regular sandwich. You ain't got no toppings on it or nothing. By the time these dizzy, weird motherfuckers get a hold of it, you know what I mean, you know, they twist and turn and just like, damn, like, you know, people just entertain certain shit that, you know what I mean,
you think Covington is a hating ass city?
Oh, man, I
Let's
love
say that.
Covington, though. I love Covington.
I love Covington. I'm from that too.
I love Covington. I don't pay these niggas no mind. These niggas hate theyself. 13th, always been 13th. See? 13th always had something going on.
You like a little strip, yeah.
And the store always been there. It just when the Rices finally came off the hill, May was down there, because you know they so in tight deep. They 300. Always been like that. You know what I mean? You know, so that's what populated the 13th even more.
You said the Rices?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You know, when the hill was done, you know, May was already down there, you know what I mean? And then they just branched, because you know they stick, you know, and with each other, you know what I mean, for years. And you know, their doors always open for each other. That's one thing I love about them. You know what I mean? You know.
Lonnie Bill, that's your sister?
Yeah.
I remember she always been on there too, though.
Huh?
I remember she always been on 13 too, though.
Well, yeah. Lonnie Bill, yeah. Lonnie Bill, she was, you know, they barred up at her though. You know what I mean? Yeah. She, you know, Lonnie Bill is
I remember that though, back in the day though.
But you know, and I mean by barred up at her, just, you know, Lonnie Bill, man. You know what I mean? You know, yeah, I love Miss May. I call it a mare. You know.
The mayor of Covington?
Yeah.
Just say it one time.
It's the mayor
of Covington.
You don't get it fucked up.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me quit playing.
Yeah.
Playing.
And everything.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Nigga said the mayor.
Yeah, man. You know, Marcus Clarence. You know what I mean? You know, that's who, you know.
Them good guys down there?
We grew up together since we was in kindergarten. You know what I mean? You know, from the Grizzle.
If you can pick, if you can put which hood was the livest, what had the most motion, whatever, out of every place in Covington, which hood would it be?
The hill.
Why is that?
Jumping.
Why?
It's just the hill.
You said at one point the hill was like that.
It ain't no one point. The hill was that.
You know what I'm saying?
And the projects. Projects always been projects. You know
But
what I
the
mean?
hill was a little bit different.
That hill hit it. No, the hill hit different.
Hit different.
Yeah.
I like the way that
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. It hit different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You better know it. Mm-hmm.
It is. Not, but how are your relationship with your kids now?
Fuck who fuck with me.
So you saying it's
They
strained a little
grown.
bit. Basically, you saying
They grown.
it's strained. So if you won't fuck with me, I'll fuck with you. If you don't, you don't.
But the doors are always open.
There we go.
At any time. 24/7.
Tell them one more time.
I said
Don't
24/7.
open.
I don't care. You don't talk anybody. Talk anything. What's up? 24. I don't care. It ain't just only them. I ain't got no problem with nobody.
But her this might change everything.
Well, I mean,
they
you
might
know,
reach out.
You know, I talk to my kids, you know, but you know, I got a lot, you know, but they grown. You know what I mean? You know, and like I do.
You have no. So all your kids
Legend is
above age?
Well, Legend is my youngest. She's 11.
Okay.
She's 11.
Okay.
She's 16 out of 11. And yeah. Mm-hmm. Tiffany's my oldest, and like, yeah, she got it, you know, the mental health of them all.
No, we can't put that
Yeah.
out
Let me say that, because let me tell you something.
Yeah,
No, we
but a good life.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I don't want to put that out about it.
Okay, I was getting ready to flow with it so you understand. But if you want to take it out, boom.
No, go ahead. You pop.
No.
We're
going back to Tiffany right now. Tiffany got the raw, like, you know, because I was a teenager and I was, you know what I mean, you know, if I could do a time what they call it?
Time cap.
Capsule. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And get all my kids at the age at least 3, and start over. And the man that I am today. You know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks because I can't be mad at them because we all how we feel about our parents and shit like that. But you know, hey, if I can pick my parents, shit, Michael Jordan be my daddy, Oprah be my mom.
Billionaires, yes, 2 billion.
I said
You said 2 billionaires.
I said if I can pick my parents. And if I can pick my brothers and sisters, and I can go on and on, you know what I mean? Kobe be my brother. You know what I mean? You know, Kendrick Lamar be my first cousin. All that. If we could pick who, well, we can't pick our parents. You know what I mean? So you know, when it comes to, I got to be tread lightly. When it comes to me talking to my kids, because they all got their own feelings of, you know, how they feel, because that's what I showed them. You know what I mean? You know, that's what I damaged them.
Can I ask you this?
You know?
After you did this 6 years, how much time was you locked up before that? Like how much
Been in
was
and
you
out.
out? Oh, was it like that?
The last
Okay.
35 years, man.
So you go in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like, yeah, in and out. And then,
You was loose out here then, they getting you that damn fast every time. You be out a year and a half, you know what I'm saying?
3 years,
That's good.
4
That's
years,
good.
3 years. But now it ain't good. Ain't none
4
of it good.
years?
Ain't none of it good because I can't get that bad baby back. So that's why I'm going hard to take each step, you know what I mean, day by day, man. And just ask the Lord, you know, like I said, Proverbs, 3, you know what I mean, 3 to 5, like, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. You know what I mean? Acknowledge him in all our ways, and he shall direct
Let me ask
your
you
path.
I gotta ask you this. Because a lot of people, especially when they're in jail and they go to prison, become Muslim. Why you ain't convert to Islam?
I can't knock nobody for their religion.
I was asking.
Because that Muslim, it humbles you. I know, you know, guys, Islam, it humbles you, supposed to. But that's what it turns into. They own little discipline. So I don't really get into that. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I'm just a believer. I don't call myself a Christian. I'm a God-fearing man, and I know that he's real. I'm right here. Got to be. And I believe in God. I put my faith in God. You know what I mean? You know, I learned to just put it in him and not in people. Because people, it will count you out.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll let you down.
Let me ask you this. What's the longest bid you did?
10.
Using the feds one.
Yeah.
I knew you was going to say the feds on that. Drugs, we don't get deep. But what year was that?
93.
Damn!
93, 94.
I'm born in 93. So that's 32, at least 32 years ago.
I've been going at it.
At
I
least
told you,
32
I
years
put
ago.
and I put the 35. Remember I told you I'm 50. Don't forget, my juvenile, I was awarded to the state and I was 13. And I've been in group homes, running off from them, you know what I mean? You know, getting shot, you know what I mean? You know, sending me back down and running from them again, you know what I mean? You know, it's just, you know, like, yeah, real talk. Y'all going through something, man.
Yes.
But just the act of kindness of checking up on, you know, somebody or you, and just saying, hey, what's up, how you doing? Like, people be thinking about it's all about money. You know, it's 6 years now. You know, I know my behavior. I know what I was doing. I know what led me to there. And, you know, then my track record, in and out. You know, I'm sick of my shit. You know, burnt bridges. You know what I mean? You know.
Is that a prison, a thermal right there you got?
How you know?
I was just curious.
Yes, it is.
I just wanted to ask.
Yes, it is. People think that it's always about money. It ain't always about no money. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a shit about some money?
I agree with that.
Sometimes
you gotta pay your bills, but money ain't everything.
But
It's how you live your life.
No, it's just peace, man. It's like, you know, you do something to someone and got to throw it in their face. Real people don't count favors. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
100.
I mean, they don't. You know what I mean? You know, it's just sad, like, you know, how people don't understand, like, you know, sometimes it just takes to say, hey, how you doing? You know, people be ducking, you know what I mean, you know, like they allergic to got that real nigga disease. You know what that real nigga disease is, don't you?
What is that?
That's because people ain't used to treating them.
Do you consider yourself a real nigga?
Yeah, because I got a good heart, yeah.
You saying the shit and the trials and the shit you went through
Yeah.
put you in that boat?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's peace. You know what I mean? You know, it's whatever, you know? I ain't gonna lead nobody in no wrong direction or hurt harm. I ain't on none of that. I ain't with that. And we was, you know, like you speaking about the knife situation thing, you know, I just always just happened to just catch a little, kept a little shindig just in my pocket just all the time. That wasn't just no,
You got one right now?
no.
I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, but listen. Yeah, but the tattoos, man, yeah, dude did that shit, man. And I'm looking at the mirror like, just do that. So I'm just like, but I'm so high, I'm just out my mind. I'm like, man, like, you know, all right, you know, but it was there. And it was some bullshit.
Okay, so, but what made you continue to get tattoos on your face then? You can't...
Well, let's start back over again. That's a good question. And that question is, I was fighting my own battles, man. I was fighting them demons, man. I was. Like, and I was actually dancing with the devil, like in the neat thick of it, you know. People sitting back laughing at me, like trying to shame me, shun me. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I had all black on, nigga, and I had the same thing for 24 months, and I still smell like Tide and Gang.
I heard you.
I
heard you.
Okay, now, you know, when I was homeless, you know what I'm saying? You know, I would just, you know, cause you up, just, like I said, in the life.
Was you homeless by choice?
Yeah.
Because it's lifestyle, what you doing?
Well, yeah, because, you know, when nothing changes, I told you, you wear people out. You wear yourself out. You know, you might not be ready. I may be ready, but you may not. You know what I mean? You need to bump your head probably a couple more times so you can wake up. You know what I mean? I'm just a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You know, discount. And I don't have a choice. You don't, you know, cause I'm cool on that. Like getting through that Eddyville shit, man, is horrible.
Hey, you said Eddyville is like getting through life. It's like that.
It's a
You
day
said
struggle,
because
bro.
in the beginning you said if you make it home, if you survive it.
Yeah, through a day, bro. I did like 16 months down there, but I stuck to the script. I ran every day. You know what I mean? I praise God.
You gotta be fit down there. You gotta be fit down there.
I mean, you know, people doing their own thing, but I just told you I didn't work out. I just ran. You know what I mean? I ain't hoop. I ain't do none of that shit. I'm burned out from basketball. You know what I mean? But just, you know, just trying to keep my little, you know, a little discipline going. You know, makes you feel better. You know.
What make you wanna open up and tell your story? Cause this is exactly what you're doing.
I mean, you hit me up like, man, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is this? So, and I wasn't picking up what you was putting down, so I had to go in your profile. I said, this little cat, this cat son, this Melody and cat son, and you was speaking through the little thing. I'm like, what are you talking about? Cause I don't know nothing about none of this. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah, man. You know why not? I ain't doing nothing. Yeah, you know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you know.
You came and set this bitch on fire. I ain't gonna lie.
What do you mean by that?
You came and had great conversation. This right now, this is top 5 of videos I ever shot. Top 5.
Hey,
that's why.
Remember, okay, and this story. No, this is a story I'm getting ready to tell you. So we're gonna jump it out right here. Okay, so when I was out there, I will talk to some of the homeless people. especially down there up under the viaduct as you go to Florence, or you go into Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Down there by the.
You talking about the shit that's under the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, they be sleeping on that.
So I used to walk through there all the time because there's a couple of spots over on the west side is where I was hanging at. So you know, I talk to anybody. You know what I mean? And so one day, it was real cold out, real cold, and I had like $2 in my pocket. And I don't know if I was walking to my sister Lonnie house, but you had a homeless guy with a sign up on my left as you go towards Florence, and then you had one as you go to Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like, man, who am I giving this $2 to? The one over by Cincinnati, I knew him. I grew up with him. You know what I mean? But something told me, give it to the old man down there. So listen, man. So, you know, the stop sign as you come to make a left to go up 12th Street. All right. So he had his back towards me, and he was laying down real cold. So I touched him on his back. I said, "Hey, sir." When he looked up, his eyes were so damn blue, like this blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like probably blue in that. I ain't lying to you. Kind of like. I said, "Here you go." He said, "Oh, thank you." So, by me back and forth, kept the weather kind of eased up a little bit. I would, befriend him and talk to him. So one day I was coming, I had left 12th Street, but I'm cutting through that way, going to a little spot to get high at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I stopped to holler at my little friends. So they sit there, and this is about like 10 o'clock. So like, I ain't lying to you. So, and they had the sign up. They had a sign, sign I work for food, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, give me that sign. I'm like, what you doing? What you gonna do? I said, give me that sign. Cause I just left the bar. And it wasn't the courage, cause I would've did it anyway, cause it was in my heart. And plus I befriended them. And at that moment, I was just in that darkest moment, and I felt what these people was going through, and I just understood, like, damn, like, but inside who they was, like, you know what I mean? As I got to know them, that's the tricky part. I get to that. So as I took the sign to go to the stop sign, man, I swear to God to you, bro, it's like cars come out of nowhere and they coming out with canned goods with the milk cart. It's how it happened.
Right there.
Giving them to me. So I'm right there. They just sat back. Like, damn. So these people walk riding by, man, you got 2 cents in there. Hey, we need help. Come on, buddy. Come over here.
You bring them something too, yeah.
Nah, I'm telling them we need help. They looking at me like I'm crazy. And some people that know me looking at me like, what you doing? You ain't talking about nothing. You got a quarter in there. They quit acting silly. Come on, buddy. Come on. Y'all come over.
So it's even people you know out there. You say, I don't give a damn helping these people.
Man, you know what I mean? Don't forget I'm homeless though.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget I'm in knee deep in it.
Mm-hmm.
With a needle in my arm.
These are the only people that you can relate to at the time.
Well,
you can just feel their pain.
I just they was human being. They was just let me finish telling you. You know what I'm saying? So everybody like they stopping. Like, man, what are you doing, Phil, man? You got some change in there. So you got some people they thought about it. They pull off, and you know how you go to make it right. At least 3 people stop, said, "Hey, come here. They thought about it. Cause I'm like, man, come on, man. You know, if it's a quarter, help. So I already got 2 canned goods of 2 milk cartons, canned goods.
Yeah.
Just happened as soon as I got the sign. Not even 2 minutes. That lady come, bow, right there. 5. Then she come 5, 10, 15. You know what I'm saying? 20. All this was in 20 minutes. I stood on that set for 20 minutes. It was came up to $160. Now they sitting there looking, they embarrassed. These people embarrassed because I'm talking to them every day. We and it ain't even what you think. This was gonna
blow your mind.
Yeah. So when I got done, what you think I did with that money?
You gave it to them?
Well, don't forget, I'm getting high too.
You
Listen.
crazy. Hold
You
on,
ain't
man.
listening.
Hold on.
You're not listening. Let me finish.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? Let me finish.
Boy, if you took
Let me
that-
finish.
Go ahead.
Let me finish. I said, don't forget, I'm getting high too. So I got a habit. Not that they got habits, because they just out panhandling. Panhandling. You know what I mean?
You mean.
So he say, what are you doing? Two of them. We here, man. I'm like, nah. And don't forget, I ain't got $2 in my pocket. Don't forget, I had that $2 that day when I seen him that time.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been building, talking for about like 3-4 weeks, and I'm getting to know this man. People sleeping out here. You don't know who's who, and you don't know who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting ready to tell you some shit. So, I gave him $160. What you think I did with that money?
You went and bought more dope?
You think I went and bought some dope?
Yeah.
That's what you think I did with that money?
What you do with
Plus, don't forget now, I like them Hawaiian grape teas too, and I like Rippos. Now, I ain't got a dime, $2 in my pocket. That's what you think?
Mm-hmm.
I gave it all to him. I didn't get a dollar. I gave him the whole 160.
As you should. Here's the man.
You know what I mean?
So you ain't take $10.
I didn't take a dollar. So remember I told you they quote homeless, because that's how they really living, smelling and looking.
Mm-hmm.
So one day he told me, he said, hey buddy, can you get a truck? I got a storage out in Florence. I need to get some stuff. I'll pay him. You know, I thought about it, like, you know, it's not that he was on bullshit or nothing like that, because it was something about him. I'm like, man, like, the way he talked. Remember the blue eyes? You know what I'm saying? And you could tell somebody's voice, and it was real. Like, something ain't right. So I ended up getting a ride for him. So my people hit me, come back like, hey man, he got a brand new truck. He got all kinds of shit, man. I said, why is he out? I said, man, listen, but remember I told you how his manners was, and just, you know, when I got to talking to him, remember I gave him that $2. And he was all scrounged up. But as I got to talking to him for a couple of weeks, and we got to know each other, like, just motherfucker got weed that ain't nobody got in the city.
You know what I'm saying?
In the city.
You can smell it
You're
like
not
that?
listening, man.
I'm
He got
listening.
weed that ain't nobody got in the city.
Go ahead. Tell your story. You put up with the truck. I know he got that gas though.
He kept the truck in the storage, and he just got some knick-knack shit out. My people who took him let me know. Like, man, like, because he hit his hand, hit my hand. Like I said, I got to befriend him, but I didn't go out there and see what he had or anything. Well, my people did. So when he took him out there to get his stuff, he seen all that shit. And then not only that, by me being able to talk to this man and getting to know this man, he wasn't really homeless. He was just playing that role. I don't know why. But I gave it all to him.